Hello, I'm Gavin, Blair, your CEO at Iowa Realtors, with your 2025 president, Travis Bushaw. Travis, it's been a super busy year, but at the same time, it's kind of a little bit more of a stabilizing year for the association. So, giving a recap on the year to where we stand, what do you think a little bit of what's taken place this year for our membership, but also just kind of a big picture view?
Yeah, and we've done plenty of videos and press releases about the legislation that came through. Integral, obviously, in home inspections, ADUs. We've been discussing how we're going to handle water lines that could potentially have lead. So a good session, but nothing too crazy that came out of it. And obviously in the realtor world, didn't have any major issues with lawsuits. We've been keeping an eye on different statements from the Department of Justice, other existing lawsuits that are out there that maybe involve the real estate industry, but not associations. So yes, calmer, more stability, which gave us a chance to start looking at, as a state association, what can we do to better support our local associations? What can we do to better support our members at the local level so that they understand the support that we give, the value we provide as a state. So it's been fun to switch gears from where we were last year, which was very much a compliance, legal changes, settlement agreement, to a discussion now on what can we keep doing to make membership better for our realtors across Iowa.
Absolutely, and I think just taking that breath has been nice for not just us, but also the industry as a whole. So I think it's been welcomed. Obviously, we just wrapped up our convention. Over 600 realtors came down to Des Moines. Give a few highlights for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's exciting for us because, and again, we take it for granted, I think, sometimes the relationship that at the state level that we have with our local associations. And so our local leaders and our local executives coming from our associations across Iowa, and they're to support what we're doing. Because I know in other states that doesn't happen, but I think it's because we put together such an incredible event that is not just about the committee meetings, even though those governance meetings are great. It's the education, the training, but also the networking that takes place. And you start to see agents that are here as realtor members that maybe have never been here or have, but only went to a couple classes and left. They're starting to see the impact of meeting realtors from all across Iowa and how it betters their business. And I mean, it's just in general a really incredible couple days down here. When Eric Malloy and Chris said they wanted to start the 360 and then our keynote speaker with an antitrust attorney talking about just antitrust and lawsuits. I'm like, I love that because I'm a nerd. I don't know how our members are going to handle that being the kickoff. And Trista Curzidlo did amazing. Like, we can't wait to have her back. But that theme kept going. Every speaker that we had in, the keynotes, Lisa Bluter up on stage, it didn't matter if you're a Hawkeye fan or not, just knowing what she's done and how she has helped build up not just women's sports, but sports in Iowa is really exciting. And so between that and just, like I said, some really great networking, some really great events, and some wonderful people. It was a great week, but we also saw a lot of really good education that I think our members are still leaning into a little bit, from the broker level to new agents and everything in between.
And obviously there's a ton more education for our members out there that are looking to get their stuff by the end of the year. Don't be afraid to contact our education department, get signed up for classes, whether you're just looking for renewal, you're looking for CE, you're looking for continuing ed, like elective type hours. We've got tons of options for you, so don't be afraid to reach out to Chris or Dottie in that department. Couple months left in your term.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I said, I mentioned this during my inaugural speech. I would do this all over again. I loved it. It was a great experience. I really just enjoyed getting to see what our local associations are dealing with, but our members just across our entire state are all dealing with very different things, but all of a very similar just theme, which is, this isn't easy, right? Being a real estate agent is not easy. And so they're constantly looking at their local, their state, their national, what are you doing for me? And so being able to see that, hear that, work towards that is great. I'm obviously very passionate about working with our local leaders to make their time as president even better. And so seeing the success that our local associations are having because their presidents are well-trained and confident is really exciting to me. But to know that, I think 70 days, I'm already done. It was a quick ride. I made that mistake of saying to you in February, I didn't feel like I was doing much. Well, it went fast enough because we were doing things, but it didn't go so fast that I didn't get to enjoy it. So just a wonderful experience.
Well, appreciate everything you've done for us here, but also the entire 8,000 plus members across Iowa. As much as we're looking forward to Eric Malloy's term starting next year, we're also sad to see you step aside from that role, but no, you'll not go too far away.
I'll be around.
In terms of the association as a whole, obviously we're in a good place.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
Iowa's in a good place when it comes to what we've had to deal with, been ahead of the curve when it comes to buyer representation agreements and all that side. Is there anything that you look at and say, what's next for us? Is there anything that...
we had these conversations during convention that, the Department of Justice still is making sure their thoughts are heard. And we know that there are always class action attorneys that are looking to see what is the real estate industry, what are realtors doing that maybe isn't above the line. And we're looking around and saying, hey, you know what, we're doing a lot of stuff really, really well. So what's coming next is, there's going to continue to be conversations about the MLS, how the MLS exists. Does it exist only for realtor members, or is it something for every licensee? And looking at what is that value proposition. We talk about this all the time. The National Association of Realtors has really improved their messaging post-settlement, because I think we can all agree it didn't do well throughout the lawsuit. And so they've gotten better. I think we as a state have gotten much better in our communication and in the work that we do to say this is what we provide as a state, and we're constantly looking at what else can we do, because we want to make sure that when our members look around, they're worth every dollar.
Yep,
and our local associations have gotten really great, because we talk about that at the state level, and it makes its way down to the local level of what are you doing that a member would look at. Do I want to write my dues bills check this year? And it wouldn't be, I'm not going to ever question it, because I know the advocacy is so great, the compliance is so great, the training is so great that it makes sense to maintain my membership. And that's going to continue to be the biggest thing over the next several years. Is, does it make sense for me to belong to the association? And we're seeing it with our numbers. And the fact that we have stayed so stable post-settlement that our members are looking around and saying, yeah, I wouldn't be in real estate and not be a realtor, which is exactly what we want.
Absolutely, and I think that's a great finishing note for us today. But I would encourage you to get involved. Absolutely. Don't be afraid to get involved with the state, national, or local. And we'll be happy to have you and be part of this conversation going forward. So thanks so much, Travis.
Thank you.